the fires we're cast upon, on the flames we shall become. I believe in a common calling, where our temples pray as one. I believe in the word of wonder, and a kingdom for the saved.
Larry Pollock here with Carrol, IFBB Pro. We're here wrapping up the Cal Pro Show, and night show just got out. So, what did you think of the show? Obviously,
Tonio, I mean, I pretty much knew coming in that Tonio was going to kill this show. I watched Tonio turn pro in 2019. He was a light heavy at USA's, and he just really wowed me there. And it's just structurally, he reminds me of Nathan Diasha, just very bubbly, very good, like skin texture. He's got a slightly long torso, but I mean, that looks good on some guys, him and Nathan and, you know, a few of those guys. But just extremely bubbly, extremely well balanced. His stage presence was really good too. He was up there, he was smiling a lot. He was, you know, a lot of energy. So he was just kind of the walk away guy. I knew coming in that he was gonna just kill this show.
I felt going into the show it was going to be a battle between him and Beef Stew.
Yeah.
Stuart Sutherland. But actually, in prejudging, Stewart was a little bit flat, and he just didn't have the pop. And he came back for the night show and filled out, and I think he looked better. And I think if he had looked that way at prejudging, he probably would have placed higher. But Emir came in second. He was just peeled.
Yeah.
More peeled than anybody on the stage.
He was pretty well balanced. I thought he was a little blocky. You know, I think second in the show, he's banging at the top of his level. But if there's guys like Tonio coming in, I agree. I think Stu maybe fumbled a little bit on this one. I think he looked better in New York. He's greatly improved from last year. His upper back is much better. His midsection seemed a little bit washed out to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's something he can work on, just doing, you know, better ab control or just kind of like paying attention to that. The way he hit certain poses, it kind of messed up his aesthetics of his body, because in the side pose, he was banging right there next to Tonio. Like their arms or shoulders, his ham hang was great. Yeah, my only critique on Stu would probably be his stomach, and like his vacuum is great. I think that I've seen his vacuum deeper. And then he was a little bit lost that pop that he normally has. Mm-hmm. When I saw him win USA's, I think it was 2022, he just had, you know, a lot of pop. He looked a little bit tired on stage. He didn't really have much, you know, emotion. Right. Like he wasn't much excited. It seemed like he was had been prepping for a long time and was a little bit tired.
Well, going into the show, he even said on an interview that he didn't have a lot of confidence in it himself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know why. I think he's right there. He should be banging with the top guys, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been top 5 in every pro show he's done, so he should have the confidence to be right there.
But yeah, like I said, in the prejudging, he was off, mm-hmm. and then he was even in a second call out at prejudging.
Yeah. And
then they boosted him up, and they were definitely comparing him for the top 4 at the night show, but I think maybe he lost too much ground at prejudging already.
I saw him, I thought he was going to be 3rd. I was a little surprised when they called him for 4th. You know, I just think that maybe, like you said, the other guys were he was dug out, so I think just maybe he was a tiny bit flat, maybe. This is where he lost his pop, is maybe he just wasn't quite full enough. I don't know if that's maybe a little bit over diet or maybe just coming to the show.
And next to Antonio,
you know, he competed last week, so maybe he just doesn't travel so well 1 week apart.
Right, and Antonio's full and
yeah, Tonio's always
really round.
Tonio's always full. Krystian was it Krystian? I think he was 3rd, and he had a beautiful front double. When he brought his arms down, I thought his shoulders were a little bit slope, a little bit didn't quite have that round bubble in his shoulders. You know, I was really impressed with his midsection. It was real small and tight. I think his tan could have been a little bit better. He looked a little bit flat, maybe a little more glaze, a little better tan. But he did well. I mean, 3rd place in the Cal is pretty fantastic especially for a foreigner.
He was definitely peeled, and this morning he was a solid third.
Yeah, he solidified it in the morning show and then
Yeah.
just carried it into the finals.
Yeah.
And then 5th place was Pablo. He's from Spain. Another guy I'm not super familiar with, but great structure. All the guys in the top 5 were pretty etched out.
Yeah,
So,
everybody was in condition.
Yeah.
And then Tim Budashan was pretty impressive in the second call out. Really big.
Yeah, big guy.
And conditioned. I just
His structure is what's
just
holding
not
him
the
back.
greatest.
Yeah, but he's banging at the top of his abilities for sure. I mean, he's in the first, second call outs in New York and in Cali, so he's banging right there at the top. That guy's got to be 280 on stage. He's so big.
He's big.
And he's etched out too.
And Dorian Haywood was competing pretty well with him.
Yeah, Dorian. I was impressed because he just is so bubbly in his shoulders and his triceps or his traps.
He said he nailed his conditioning and his fullness, everything today.
Yeah.
So he looked really good.
Yeah, it's good to see Dorian back.
It was a big lineup, a lot of competitors.
Yeah.
So it was a tough show.
Notable mention, I think he got 6th or 7th is Chul. He's the Asian guy he's from Korea.
Right.
And he's just got such great arms, such great legs. He's got those Asian guys really have that tight, narrow waist, tight core. So he was super impressive. Maybe just a little more size. He's so big. I mean, when you put him next to Tonio, you just see that little bit difference of just Tonio's like a little bit extra roundness. So
Well, he's tall and he's got a lot of frame to fill out. So I think that's got a lot to do with it.
So I think that's about it. Top
Yeah,
10.
that's it. That covers it. So again, signing out. This, again, Luke Carroll, Larry Pollock, Cal Pro.
I believe in a common calling. We're